4PM na!
4PM na!
Halina't tumutok na dito, mga aktibidad ating saksihan sa bawat lokal at distrito.
Buklod,
Kadiwa,
At pagsamban ng kabataan,
ligayang hatid ang pagkasiglahan, pagkalusugan at kabanalan.
tignan ang orasan habang tayo'y nasa ating tahanan. I-share mo na rin ang panoorin ng iyong kakilala at kaibigan.
At kung nasan ka man, palagi mong tatandaan, bago matapos ang ating maghapon, ay panoorin tuwing alas 4 ng hapon.
4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na.
Tumutok sa telebisyon, YouTube at Facebook, pwede rin doon. Mapapanood ang gawain ng kapisanan ngayon sa bawat lugar at bawat nasyon.
Updated tayo palagi sa tagumpay ng iglesia ngayon, at makakatulong din to sa atin sa pag-aakay at sa pagmimisyon.
Tignan ang orasan habang tayo nasa ating tahanan.
I-share mo na rin ang panoorin ng iyong kakilala at kaibigan.
At kung nasan ka man, palagi mong tatandaan, bago matapos ang ating maghapon,
ay panoorin tuwing alas 4 ng hapon.
4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na.
4PM na,
CFO News na.
CFO News na. Oo, na-share ko na.
4PM na, CFO News na.
4PM na, CFO News na.
4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na. 4PM na, CFO News na.
Another great end for this week. I'm Brother Haji Urieta on behalf of Sister Ella Ronquillo, and this is CFO News. It's really good to know how members of the Christian family organizations find peace and inspiration through the activities held in different districts. In the District of Southeast California, Kadiwa members renewed their bond over a meet and greet activity. And likewise in the District of Texas, this is Kadiwa inspired the brethren as they shared songs and strength. Meanwhile, teachers in the children's worship service took their oath to fulfill their God-given duties in the District of Cabanatuan City, Nueva Ecija. Stay tuned for more when CFO News returns.
Iba't iba man tayo ng pinagmulan,
Iba't iba man tayo ng hilig,
iba't iba man ang pangarap,
lahat tayo
mga kabataang may diwang wagas.
Welcome back in CFO News Abroad. Kadiwa members in the District of Southeast California share not just the happy moments, but also the challenges they face as they bond online through a meet and greet. Here's Sister Alma Trinidad for the details.
California is the most populated state in the United States of America. With so many people around, it is easy to get lost and feel disconnected, especially in the light of this global health crisis. To connect the members of the Church of Christ in a meaningful and exciting way, all districts in California united for an online Kadiwa meet and greet. The Kadiwa presidents from each district, along the many officers across California, share their experiences with this momentous event.
Today's activity was a California Kadiwa meet and greet. This activity was notably special because of the fact that our 5 districts were connected via technology. Even in the midst of this ongoing pandemic, we still find ways to be able to meet one another and to be able to network so that we can continue to grow stronger in our faith and in our everyday lives.
The activity was an innovative way to help connect members of the Church of Christ who, although geographically different, share many similar challenges in their lives.
Some of the challenges that the Kadiwas face in our lives, there's actually a lot. A lot of it has been the shift into this new normal.
Society is always changing. I mean, we live in a fast-paced society in a technological age where, being on social media, you're highly influenced. And I think a really big challenge that we as Kadiwa members are facing is not following the norm and being okay to embrace your faith.
Regardless of what we're facing in this life, is that we're never alone, especially as members of the Church of Christ. Right? So within the Kadiwa organization or even the other Christian family organizations, we have a support system, we have a family. And
the love of the brotherhood and the spirit of unity within the Church of Christ was evident in the popularity of the activity. From San Diego, California, I am Sister Alma Joy Trinidad for the Iglesia Ni Cristo News Network.
Music, conversations, and spiritual strength. These are what the Kadiwa members gained from the This is Kadiwa event they attended. This is their report.
Due to the ongoing pandemic and government restrictions in place, staying at home for an extended period of time can take a toll not only on our mental health, but also on our social relationships if we don't know how to take care of them. For some, it might be hard to maintain friendships or even find meaningful relationships. Through an activity entitled This is Kadiwa, the Kadiwa members from the 5 ecclesiastical districts of Northern Europe, Northern Midwest, Mediterranean, Southeast California, and Texas united through video conferencing with hopes of making new friends and finding the one. The activity began with a lecture led by Brother Jojo Bayani, the District Minister of Southeast California. Kadiwa members were reminded to uphold God's teachings taught in the Church of Christ as they work towards financial independence, look for the one, and prepare for life as a Buklod, which is the Christian family organization for married members of the Church of Christ. After the lecture, the booth breakout room sessions and one-on-one sessions commenced.
I was one of the committee leads for the committees that led the breakout session booths. It was very nice to see everybody and creating new friendships. With God's love and mercy, we were able to strengthen the love of the brotherhood with our brethren all around the world.
In each breakout room, attendees had fun learning from each other through shared experiences over group games and discussions. Attendees had the ability to move from one breakout room to another, thus maximizing the number of new Kadiwa members they were able to meet.
I was one of the hosts for this activity, and it was so great to meet Kadiwas from around the world, and I really love these kinds of activities because you really feel the love of the brotherhood.
For those attendees who opted to participate in the one-on-one sessions, they were given a chance to get to know another Kadiwa brother or sister, but in a smaller setting through serious and other prompts related to their common interests.
It was definitely quite amusing hearing my brother's opinions and seeing my fellow brethren happy and having fun. And I would love to be part of facilitator again for the next event, and I hope to join them again next year.
During the breakout room and one-on-one sessions, Brethren united once again to watch and cheer for the INCMV and IN concert performances from the 5 participating districts. Brethren were amazed at the musical talents of the fellow Kadiwa members from the different parts of the world. The Kadiwa members are thankful for the church administration in approving activities such as This is Kadiwa to help them not only find the one and grow in the love of the brotherhood, but most especially be inspired to participate in many more activities of the Church of Christ.
I would like to thank the church administration for approving This is Kadiwa. We will use this activity as a stepping stone for us to not only be more active in the Church of Christ, but also to continue to live as youth with noble intent.
From Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, I am Sister Nala Rongay for the Iglesia Ni Cristo News Network.
Members of the Society of Communicators and Networkers, or SCAN International, in 7 districts in Canada were united through a video conference as they celebrated their anniversary in a grand eyeball. Brother Danny Lintag tells us more.
As part of SCAN's ongoing celebration, a first ever Canada-wide grand eyeball was held through video conference. The districts of British Columbia, Calgary, Edmonton, Manitoba, Southern Ontario, Greater Toronto, and Ottawa were strongly united to be a part of the momentous event that was hosted by the District of Southern Ontario. Brother Ramil Makaspak II, CFO Overseer, led the opening remarks, welcoming some guests from the Philippines with a shout-out to all the district ministers and CFO overseers in Canada. He admonished everyone to continue to recruit more officers and members due to the growing needs of the church, and continue to live in a manner that pleases the Lord God.
Despite the situation that we have right now, it's really good thing that we have this kind of event. Even though through online, seeing other officers from different locale is a great thing to know that they are still there, they are still active, that also enlighten each one of us in our performance, our duty. It is really good thing to have this kind of meeting or grand eyeball that we can still continue the brotherhood inside the Church of Christ.
The Canada-wide SCAN Grand Eyeball was a source of joy, knowledge, and encouragement to all the more seek for new skills in emergency response and communication.
To our brother Eduardo V. Manalo, thank you so much for building this organization, as everyone able to help out the church and learning a lot of things that we can give glory to our Father in heaven.
From the District of Southern Ontario, Canada, I am Brother Danny Lintag for the Iglesia Ni Cristo News Network.
In the District of Australia West, Binhi members found cooking as a productive use of their time as they participate in a cooking demonstration. More details from Sister Jeneline Guanzon.
As the busy lives of people came to a grinding halt at almost overnight, it was hard to figure out what to do with this sudden free time. But because of the restrictions and the lockdowns brought by the COVID-19 pandemic, there was now time to try new things, such as growing veggies in the garden or even doing some spring cleaning around the house. As for the young members of the Church of Christ in the local congregation of Wyndham Ecclesiastical District of Australia West, the time in lockdown was spent learning and refining talents in cooking and baking. Through a cooking demonstration activity held online, the members of the Binhi Christian Family Organization were able to share with each other the cooking and baking skills they learned. During this virtual activity, the young members of the church were able to share tips and lessons in cooking and baking that would help their fellow Binhi members by inspiring them to try out simple recipes on their own or with their parents. Throughout the activity, videos of the mouth-watering treats were on show, and after each presentation, a question and answer session was held for the Binhi members to remember the key steps for each recipe. For the Binhi members, homeschooling became a new normal during lockdown, and with many of them having classes online, cooking and baking became a way for them to unwind after a day spent in front of their computers, giving them a perfect opportunity to spend quality time with their family while eating the delicious recipes they made.
Well, most of it was online studying because I still had school. So most of it was online and then online school. After that is cooking, especially for my parents because they are very busy during this time. To do my 2 cents and to help them out, I do cook. Like that's all I can do besides doing house chores. So I help them cook some dinners when they aren't able to or when they're too tired to. Although baking might seem a bit lame to some people, I just hope that the Binhis do realize that it is actually a way to stress and not do other things. Yeah, I just wanted to inspire those Binhis to realize that there is a much more productive way to use their time and to relieve stress after studying besides playing games or, scrolling on Instagram or social media.
It's good because it's a life skill. Cooking is a life skill. Everyone needs to learn how to cook at some point in their life. The earlier they learn how to do it, the better.
As the restrictions ease and lives slowly go back to normal in this part of the world, the skills and lessons learned by the Binhi members during the cooking demonstration are truly important life skills that are valuable even when the pandemic is over. By sharing their skills with their fellow youth, the Binhi members were able to follow God's commandments to show the love for each other as brothers and sisters inside the Church of Christ. From Wyndham, Australia, I'm Sister Jenelyn Guanzon reporting for the Iglesia ni Cristo News Network.
You'll find out more about activities in the Philippines when CFO News returns.
Hello everyone, I am Brother Dennis, resident minister here in the group worship service in Embarara, District of Northern Africa. Today, I'm going to teach you sign language. Let's start. Once more, bewildered. Lastly, coward. Again, coward. Thank you.
Kayo po ay nakasubaybay sa CFO News. Nanumpa mga bagong guro sa pagsamba ng kabataan at sa conference na kanilang nilayukan sa distrito ng Cabanatuan City, Nueva Ecija ay natutunan nila ang kalagahan ng kanilang mga banal na gampanin. Magbabalita si kapatid na Crizel Manday.
Bagaman may pandemyang nararanasan sa ating paligid, hindi ito naging hadlang upang mahayag ang tagumpay ng Iglesia ni Cristo sa iba't ibang larangan ng gawain. Tulad na lamang ng isinagawang aktibidad na Children's Worship Service or CWS Conference sa distrito ng Cabanatuan City, Nueva Ecija. Bahagi ng aktibidad na ito ang panunumpa ng mga bagong pinagtibay ng mga guro sa pagsamba ng kabataan. Muling naragdagan ang magiging katuwang ng pamamahala sa pangangalaga sa mga kabataang Iglesia ni Cristo. Pinangasiwaan ng tagapangasiwa ng distrito, kapatid na Ramir Pabalate Sr., ang nasabing aktibidad. Itinuro niya at sinariwa sa mga kapatid ang kanilang gampanin bilang guro at pangulo sa pagsamba ng kabataan.
Malaking kapakinabangan po ito para sa amin na tumanggap ng mga salita ng Diyos sapagkat patuloy po ito na nagpapalakas at nagpapatibay sa bawat sa amin. Lalo na po ngayon na dumaraan tayo sa iba't ibang mga pagsubok at pandemya. Salamat po sa ating pong pamamahala na itinatatag ang ganitong mga aktibidad sa layuning papatibay ang mga may tungkulin, lalo na po ang nasa panig ng pagsamba ng kabataan.
Panibagong lakas at inspirasyon ang tinanggap ng mga kapatid sa kanilang pakikipagkaisa sa aktibidad na ito. Mula po rito sa Cabanatuan City, ako po si kapatid na Cristian Banday para sa Iglesia ni Cristo News Network.
Nakipagkaisa muli ang mga kapatid sa isinagawang blood donation sa distrito ng Bulacan South. May report si kapatid na Alena Molit.
Ang pagdodonate ng dugo ay maraming benepisyo sa katawan. Bukod dito ay maaari pa itong makapagligtas ng buhay. Sa hangarin na makatulong sa mamamayan na isa sa mga aral ng Diyos na itinataguyod ng Iglesia ni Cristo na pagtulong sa mga nangangailangan ay isinagawa rito sa Distrito Eklesyastiko ng Bulacan South ang aktibidad na blood donation na dinaluhan ng mga kapatid mula sa iba't ibang lokal na may kakayahan na mag-donate ng dugo.
Isinasagawa po ang ganitong blood donation para po makatulong sa mga kapatid at hindi kapatid na nangangailangan po ng dugo, lalo na po sa panahon natin ngayon. Ang benepisyo ng ganitong blood donation para po doon sa mga kapatid at hindi kapatid na nagdo-donate ng dugo ay napakalaki po ng maitutulong nito para po lalong mapaganda yung pagdaloy ng dugo sa ating pangangatawan at maligtas tayo sa iba't ibang uri ng mga karamdaman.
Tiniyak sa pagsasagawa ng blood donation na ligtas ang mga dumalo sa pamamagitan ng pagsunod sa mga health protocols. Kitang-kita naman ang saya sa mga kapatid na naging bahagi ng aktibidad dahil alam nilang ito ay magagamit ng mga taong lubhang may kailangan nito.
Natutuwa po ako na naging bahagi ako ng aktibidad na ito sa aming distrito at alam ko po na malaking tulong ito sa mga kapatid at sa mga hindi kapatid na nangangailangan ng dugo.
Isa pong malaking karangalan ang maging kabahagi po ng ganitong aktibidad. Kami pong nasa kapisanan CMDPS. Kaya naman po ay nangangako na palagi po kami makikiisa at tutugon sa lahat po ng proyekto na inilulunsad po ng ating namamahala.
Mula po rito sa Bukawi, Bulacan South, ako po si kapatid na Alena Molit para sa Iglesia ni Cristo News Network.
Sa distrito ng Quezon East, mapapanood din po natin kung paano nga ba niluluto ang kilalang merienda na tinatawag na palitaw. Ang detalye mula kay kapatid na Joanna Amido.
Isang sikat na meriendang Pinoy ang kakanin na kung tawagin ay palitaw. Hango ang pangalan nito sa paraan kung paano ito iniluluto. Hindi lang masarap kundi madali pang gawin ang meriendang ito. Kaya naman dito sa distrito ng Quezon East, itinuro sa mga kapatid na kabilang sa kapisan ng Buklod through online tutorial ang paraan ng paggawa at pagluluto ng palitaw. Ipinakita ni kapatid na Janet Royo mula sa lokal na Maligaya ang tamang pamamaraan kung paano lulutuin ang kakaning ito. Ang tamang pagmasa ng harina hanggang kung kailan ito dapat isalang sa paglulutuan. Dahil sa madali at mura lamang ang mga sangkap sa paggawa ng palitaw, kung matutunan ng mga kapatid ang paggawa o pagluluto nito, ay malaking tulong ito upang sila ay makatipid. Layunin din ng ganitong aktibidad na magbukas pa ng karagdagang ideya sa mga kapatid na marami pa silang maaaring pagkakitaan na hindi nangangailangan ng malaking puhunan.
Nagpapasalamat po kami ng marami sa ating tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo B. Manalo, sapagkat patuloy po ang kanilang pagmamalasakit sa kapakanan ng iglesia dito po sa distrito ng Quezon East. Ang mga ganitong aktibidad po ay patunay ng patuloy na pag-ibig ng namamahala sa kapakanan po ng kasiglahan at ikatitibay ng pananampalataya ng mga kapatid dito po sa aming distrito.
Mula po dito sa distrito ng Quezon East, ako po si kapatid na Joanna Maica Amido para sa Iglesia ni Cristo News Network.
Nawa po ay kayo ay nasa mabuting kalagayan At nagpapasalamat po kami sa inyong pagsama sa amin ngayong linggo. Marami pa po kayong aabangan sa susunod na Lunes sa ganito pa ring oras para po malaman ang mga aktibidad sa iba pang distrito. Mag-like lang po sa ating official Facebook page at mag-subscribe sa ating official YouTube channel. At syempre po, katulad po ng lagi ay mapapanood din po nyo kami sa INC Radio DZEM 954. Mamayang gabi po ang INC News Live, alas 6 ng gabi, kaya manatili po nakaantabay dito sa INC TV. At muli po, sa ngalan po ng kapatid na Ella Ronquillo, ako po si kapatid na Haji Rieta at ito ang CFO News.
Dito sa mundo, habang tayo ay naglalakbay, huwag di mag-ingat, nangyayari kabaligyan.
Huwag mong kaligtaan kung saan tayo talaga patungo, sa isang bayan sa ating ipinangako. Iba't ibang organisasyon sa CFO ay may misyon. Marunong naglalakad, baka mali ang iyong dinaraan. Huwag kang bumita, dito ka na sumama. Marapat na samahan at lahat ng aktibidad natin dito. Masaya ka na, may kabanalan ka pa.
Pagkakasang sa kasigalan, CFO ay
A Christian family organization, the active